Thanks for listening to Mike Douglas, Michigan's retirement coach.
Well, you can't argue with facts. We're all dreaming about retirement. We're all dreaming about all the things we're going to do in retirement. And none of us are budgeting or planning for it. We all got big goals up here, but we all got a lack of follow through down here and here, her on the computer, or whatever else other spaces we're supposed to use for follow through. So that's where you're here to help, Mike. Kick us into gear. This is Mike Douglas, certified financial planner, Michigan's retirement coach. I'm Heather Branch, here to ask Mike how we can do better. You have good intentions. You are hardworking. You make the sacrifice to save. You are not, however, doing anything to create a circumstance where you're actually going to be able to do the things that you want to do in retirement. I have a feeling, though, that if we were to really look at the nitty-gritty of it, we would find that, because it's just people are so busy. Like, there's only so much we can get done in a day, Mike. I mean, I'm preaching to the choir here. You and your wife have 4 children. You run a business. You've got family from coast to coast that you're trying to see. There's a lot happening in this world, in this day and age. So how much can we really expect of ourselves in the end?
Yeah, I think there's always something more to do.
Uh-huh.
And I think that's
technology is not helping either.
No.
It's just making the to-do list longer.
My wife and kids are watching the show about like an Amish, like it's an old, nice, cute little PureFlix show.
Yeah.
And it's called Heartland.
Okay.
But it's like very country, whatever feeling. There's that show and then another one that they do. And like one is like an Amish community, one's like a horse community.
Yeah.
But all of them, like when I watched the show with them and I'm like, man, the problems are so basic. Like it's so great. Like
it is.
Man, maybe it'd be easier sometimes if we just
you look at Kimberly and you're like, well, we would all look good in plain linen outfits. So let's go Amish girl.
You know, and the whole thing, I'm like, there is a beauty to that simplicity and to that life. And when we start looking at what people are doing now, it's like, well, I'll get to it. Man, how many times we say I'll get to it? And
because there's so much to get to.
Yeah.
We're so busy.
And what merits your time? And what, you know, last night we were running around doing all this stuff and I left work, went home, got a workout in, immediately got in the car and drove to Open Gym. And so I've got my laptop at Open Gym trying to work on that while my kids are playing basketball and just trying to navigate all these things and yet not let it sprint by. And yet we're constantly saying how fast life is going and how it's fleeting. And it's like the busier you make it, the faster it will go.
Yeah.
So we complain that it's going too fast, yet we put more on our calendar than ever. And if we want to slow down, you have to slow down.
You have to force yourself to do it, though. Slowing down is the hard part. So there was this survey done by Lincoln Financial where they were asking Americans about perspectives on retirement. And this particular survey found that 77% of Americans in their 50s and 60s, they view retirement as a time to pursue passions that they did not have time to pursue during their working years. But only 38% of us have actually done any planning or budgeting for these pastimes that we hope to have the time for now in this next phase of life. So how do you, Michigan's retirement coach, figure this out for folks? How do you, one, I guess, work to figure out what it is, the priorities of people, and 2, build it out into a plan? I guess there are 2 perspectives of that plan, right? The emotional perspective and the financial perspective.
Yeah, I think that oftentimes people will look at retirement as the continuation of my income after I stop working, not the fulfillment of dreams and not the completion of life. So if we look at retirement as I stop working, got to get paid, then you're going to live on the same lifestyle, the same everything, and I'll have more time. So then maybe I'll do this, that, whatever. But if right now at your current lifestyle, you say, well, there's things I'd love to do, I just can't afford to do it. And then we think that once we're retired, we'll have the time, but all of a sudden we'll magically have the resources. Like, that's crazy. You have to build for it and plan it in. And unfortunately, people just try to take this model, and especially when they say, well, live on 60% of your income in retirement.
Right.
That's a
huge pay cut. Like, who wants to start, like, the day you retire, you get a 40% pay cut on your income? That's not good.
No. And so I think we need to look at retirement planning from not just a linear version, which is just my income's here, my expenses are here, and they got to move in step. That way I can live my exact same life from now till I die. Like, that's crazy. Once you get past age 75 or 80, you're not going to do a lot of the stuff that you want to do anyways. So you got to front load your retirement. You have to get ahead of it a little bit and start saying, all right, if I retire, the first 10 years of my retirement life are the healthiest years of the rest of my life. And from there, that's the time I have to get everything knocked out. I reference it all the time, but it's, the health is so valuable. There's that proverb that says, a healthy man has 1,000 wishes and a sick man has only one. Mm-hmm. Well, in that space, you have to use the years you have available to you now to get things done. And then at 80, 85, if you're still alive at 90, the money's going to start stockpiling. But number one, front load your retirement. Take the first 10 years and knock everything off your bucket list. And then that leads us into number two, which is bucket list before beneficiaries. We have to get things done while we're here and available and eligible for it. Now, I'm big on taking my kids on trips. We travel with the kids a lot. I want them to see the world, and I want to see the world. And if I could see the world, I'd like to see it with them.
Yeah, of course.
So as often as we can, we bring our kids on our trips. Mm-hmm. But there are some people who are, well, I can't do this, that, because what if my kids or that? No. Do your thing and try to get them there with you, and spend the money in those first 10 years on you, because you will end up gifting and giving money away after that. So spend the money on you and then move on to number three, which is a living inheritance. I'm alive. I'm taking my kids on these trips. I'm giving money to their grandkids for college. I'm doing all the little things. That way there's not some big pot of gold left. I die and they get a bunch of money and we never spent it together. But instead, if you've got grandkids and you want to see them see things, take them, pay for it, and do it in a way where we've accounted for it in a long-term view. We make sure we're not going to run out of money, but yet it's better to have a model that says, at the end of my life, I have enough and not too much. We don't want to die with more money than we ever lived with. So we need to build a plan for a living inheritance. While I'm here, here's how we gift, here's how we transfer, here's how we live, and do it in a way that's tax efficient or tax friendly or tax free, if possible. Mm-hmm. And then the last thing, number 4, is estate plan the rest of it.
Okay.
So whatever is left, don't let probate grab it. Don't let taxation grab it. Don't let Uncle Sam get his hands on more than he absolutely has to. Mm-hmm. Protect as much as you can from creditors, taxes, and the courts. If you can do that, you've really done a lot. And also protect the kids and family from themselves, right? Don't allow fighting and strife to come because you didn't map out where stuff goes. Clean all that stuff up. That way there's no fighting and the legacy isn't, well, we had money, but the second mom and dad died, nobody talked to each other anymore. So fix that too. So the 4 major steps of walking through it. Number 1, front load your retirement. Mm-hmm. Get the money spent while you're young, able, healthy, do the things. Bucket list before beneficiaries. Start thinking about how to do things that you could be. That way, when you look back at the end of your life, you can say, at least I did this, right? Mm-hmm. You can check those things off. Maybe you can't see everything, but you can see most things. Then the next thing is, once you've taken care of yourself, then while you're living, take care of your beneficiaries a little bit. Doing living inheritances, live life together, see things together, travel together, gift, do things in a tax-free, tax-efficient way. And lastly, estate plan the rest. Whatever is left afterwards, whatever that pot of gold looks like, keep it in the family, keep it inside a trust, keep it inside protected assets that will keep your family the owner and manager of the assets, not the government, not the courts, not anybody else. And don't allow just fighting that doesn't need to be there.
Right. Working to protect your family. That's a huge part of a legacy plan and an estate plan. It's not about divvying up what's left, the items, the money, whatever. It's about you want your family to remain happy, healthy, and intact after you're gone. So that's a huge part of the legacy and estate planning process that I think so many people don't think about. You're obviously here to point stuff like that out to us, which is much appreciated. If you have questions about how to plan for the things you want to do, this is your retirement throughout your working years. You are working, you are raising a family, you have friends, you've got everything else going on. So you're making the sacrifices along the way to save. Now you get to your retirement. You deserve to be able to do the things that you want to do, maybe the things you weren't able to do as much of in your working years. Now is the time to have the opportunity to do those things, not just for yourself, but for your family as well. So it begins with a conversation with Mike and his team on how to create this plan. Michigan's Retirement Coach is our website and where you can go to start the conversation with the team at Life Plan Financial Design. Do you know how to front load your retirement? do you have a bucket list? That's one thing also, I think, Mike, how many times have you have a conversation like this with somebody and you're like, okay, what's on your bucket list? And they just kind of look at you blankly. Like,
it's a very cliche, generic term. And people know, everybody knows what a bucket list is. But it's for someone else.
What's right? Do you know what your bucket list is? Mm-hmm.
Right.
So obviously, having the financial plan, that's goal number one. That's what Mike and his team do. They bring that plan together for you, but asking you the questions about the emotional aspect of retirement. Have you thought these things through? This is all part of the full planning process that they do at Life Plan Financial Design. They are here to do with you as well. Again, it's michigansretirementcoach.com or click on the links. We've got them posted in the show notes.
Thanks for listening to Michigan's Retirement Coach with Mike Douglas. To learn more, visit michigansretirementcoach.com.
Michael Douglas is an investment advisor representative of Stewards Wealth Planning, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Financial professionals are not licensed in all 50 states. To find out if Michael Douglas is licensed in your state, please call 517-323-7526. Stewards Wealth Planning, LLC is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing insurance company. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through Michael B. Douglas, NPN number 9650939.